arguably one of the strangest punishments and forms of sacrifice throughout history was immurement. Immurement is a form of imprisonment, often until death, in which someone is placed in an enclosed space without exits. It was used as both a punishment and a sacrificial method. The word immure itself comes from Latin meaning wall in, and indeed this is what happened a lot of the time. The earliest documented cases of immurement or live entombment involve the Vestal versions of ancient Rome. Vestal versions were a class of ancient Roman priestesses who took a view of celibacy and maintained a fire within a temple. Should they break their views, the punishment was severe. The offender would be stripped of all badges of office, attired like a corpse, and taken to a tomb just outside Rome's city walls. According to tradition, it was a no-no to spill Vestal blood. And also no one could be buried within the city limits of Rome. Thus, people had to get creative. The offender would be lowered into an underground vault, which would serve as their tomb. It came furnished with meager rations, a table, and a bed. Once lowered down, the Vestal would be sealed inside and earth covered the new sealed lid. It was also common for slaves to be entombed alive when their masters died, to serve them in the afterlife. Many cultures practiced this live entombment. During the medieval period, immurement was mainly used on monks and nuns, largely for breaking the views of celibacy. And there were even extremely religious people called anchorites willingly chose to be walled up alive. In the cases of anchorites, monks, and nuns, being sealed up wasn't a death sentence, as they were regularly fed. And in fact, provided they were regularly fed and had fairly decent living conditions, those immured in this way didn't have it all that bad. And heck, these immured anchorites were often sought out as advisors and whatnot. In Persia, immurement was a common death sentence for thieves and others. Here, the victims would be bricked up into giant pillars and left there to die. The head would often be left exposed so that they could be finished off by the elements around them. The practice of immurement continued into the 20th century, especially in Mongolia, where people convicted of adultery would be sealed into crate-like boxes and usually left to die of starvation. Although there were also whole prisons in which the inmates lived in these crates. And also in Morocco, there was a serial killer called Haj Mohammed Misfoui, who murdered at least 36 women. The Moroccan authorities originally chose crucifixion as Misfoui's execution method, but some foreign diplomats talked him out of it. But this didn't mean he was to be hanged like in many Western countries. Instead, he was sentenced to be bricked up alive in alcove that was only 25 inches or 65 centimeters deep. Hodge was bricked up in the middle of the local market square. Live entombment was also used as a form of human sacrifice in order to try and keep buildings and bridges standing. It was sometimes thought that important structures could only remain standing if someone was sealed into the foundations. This was particularly common when construction wasn't going to plan. The spirits of those entombed in the foundations were meant to be the watchmen looking over and protecting the building or bridge.